In the abstract world of philosophy, nestled among towering systems like Stoicism, nihilism, and absurdism, lie countless schools of thought vying to illuminate our path. From the serene acceptance of the Stoics to the liberating despair of the nihilists, each philosophy offers a lens through which to view our existence. Yet, amidst this dizzying array of intellectual frameworks, a nagging disconnect often arises. We pore over pages brimming with wisdom, only to find their grand pronouncements feeling distant and cold, like stars shimmering in a sky untouched by our earthly struggles. Take Zeno's paradox against motion, for instance. A labyrinthine construction of logic, it argues that an arrow in flight is, in truth, eternally still. While such mental gymnastics might impress with their intellectual acrobatics, their practical value often feels dubious. Do we, in the throes of a daily sprint, pause to dissect the infinitesimal divisions of movement Zeno dissects? Does questioning the very essence of motion help us navigate the real-world hurdles that trip us up every day? This is where figures like Diogenes the Cynic, the patron saint of pragmatism, step in. A philosopher not of dusty tomes but of dusty streets, Diogenes eschewed theoretical abstractions for lived experience. He questioned not through intricate arguments, but through the audacious simplicity of his actions. His life, a living paradox, challenged the pretentious facades of Athenian society, reminding everyone that sometimes the most profound philosophy lies not in dissecting the fabric of reality, but in simply living it, warts and all. So the next time you find yourself adrift in a sea of abstract pronouncements, remember Diogenes. Remember that wisdom can bloom not just in the cloistered halls of academia, but in the messy, unfiltered chaos of lived experience. Take a page out of his book, shed the theoretical shackles, and step into the vibrant, messy arena of real life. You might just find that the most profound answers aren't etched in ancient texts, but whispered in the rustling leaves, the laughter of a child, or the silent contemplation of a sunset. Diogenes the Cynic, a fascinating and unconventional philosopher of ancient Greece, stood out for his eccentric lifestyle and relentless critique of societal norms. Born in 400 BCE in the Greek colony of Sinope, present-day Turkey, Diogenes lived until 323 BCE. His unorthodox approach to philosophy aimed at stripping away the complexities imposed by societal conventions and highlighting the inherent absurdity of human behavior. Living in a large stoneware wine container, Diogenes rejected the trappings of wealth and comfort, choosing instead to beg for food on most days. His deliberate choice of an austere existence was not merely a personal eccentricity, but a profound statement against the excesses and pretensions of society. By challenging social conventions, he sought to emphasize the superficiality of material pursuits and the unnecessary complications introduced by societal rules. At the core of Diogenes' philosophy was a belief that philosophers, in their pursuit of wisdom, often made life needlessly intricate. He argued that their elaborate theories and rules hindered the innate simplicity of human nature. In his view, the pursuit of virtue and understanding didn't require elaborate structures, but a return to a more authentic and unencumbered way of living. One notable example of Diogenes' rebellion against societal norms was his rejection of the concept of private shame. He believed that what wasn't considered shameful in private shouldn't be shameful in public. This unconventional perspective extended to his public acts, such as urinating and defecating openly, and even engaging in public displays of pleasure. For Diogenes, these actions were a deliberate affront to societal expectations, meant to expose the artificial boundaries imposed on human behavior. Despite the controversial nature of his teachings, Diogenes wasn't advocating for chaos. Instead, his actions were a form of philosophical performance art, aiming to provoke thought and challenge assumptions. By living in a wine container and begging for food, he wanted to make a powerful statement about the simplicity of human needs and the superficiality of societal expectations. Diogenes' impact went beyond his immediate time, influencing later philosophical schools, particularly the Stoics. His emphasis on self-sufficiency, autonomy, and resilience in the face of adversity resonated with those who sought a more straightforward and authentic way of life. Despite his seemingly outrageous behavior, Diogenes' philosophy encourages us to question societal norms and reconsider what truly matters in our pursuit of a meaningful existence. Though Diogenes' pronouncements on free love and the consumption of human flesh might raise eyebrows. His cynicism wasn't mere shock value. It sprouted from fertile ground, nourished by an unflinching gaze upon the human condition. He peered past the gilded veils of society and witnessed the naked truth, a dance of self-interest masquerading as virtue. Yes, he believed, beneath the layers of social conditioning and contrived morality, people pulsed with an innate goodness. But alas, like a vine choked by weeds, this natural inclination was smothered by the strangling tendrils of societal norms. Laws meant to guide became chains that shackled, customs morphed into cages for the soul. Disillusioned by this charade, Diogenes cast off the gilded shackles of convention. He embraced self-sufficiency as a shield against the corrosive currents of hypocrisy. He sought autonomy, not as a solitary king in an ivory tower, but as a freethinker amidst the bustling marketplace of ideas. He became a living paradox, a walking challenge to the status quo. His laughter echoing through the Athenian streets wasn't mockery, but the defiant symphony of a spirit unshackled. His unconventional ways, a living tapestry woven with the threads of self-reliance and unapologetic authenticity. Diogenes' cynical lens may have painted humanity in shades of self-preservation, but within that darkness, he glimpsed a spark of inherent goodness struggling to escape the suffocating weight of societal expectations. By shattering the facade of artificiality, he offered a glimpse of authentic existence, a path towards reclaiming the innate light buried beneath layers of conditioning. His actions, a manifesto scrawled not on parchment, but on the canvas of his life, urging us to question, to reject, and above all, to rediscover the unfettered essence within. Diogenes the cynic, in advocating for a life unburdened by societal norms, promoted the idea of facing rejection and embracing discomfort as tools for building resilience. His intentional acts of eccentricity aimed to challenge societal assumptions about what truly matters in life. While his behavior may have seemed unconventional or even crazy by contemporary standards, Diogenes' teachings found a surprising resonance with the Stoics. Both philosophies share a common emphasis on cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. Diogenes' legacy extends beyond his eccentric actions. It serves as a reminder to question societal norms and prioritize inner strength and authenticity in navigating life's challenges. Diogenes the cynic, that wild-haired, barrel-dwelling philosopher, wasn't just some eccentric outlier. He was a walking grenade, chucked into the heart of Athenian society to shatter complacency and expose the hollowness of its gilded norms. His philosophy wasn't a dry academic treatise, but a living performance, a one-man play enacted on the gritty Athenian stage. His cynicism wasn't born of spite, but of a piercing gaze that saw through the charades of polite society. He saw the self-interest masquerading as virtue, the gilded cages of custom, and the stifling rules that choked the life out of genuine existence. Diogenes, the ultimate minimalist, stripped himself bare, rejecting both material possessions and societal expectations. He embraced self-sufficiency, not as a hermit hiding from the world, but as a defiant act of freedom. His barrel wasn't a sign of poverty, but a declaration of liberation, a middle finger to the societal pressure to accumulate and conform. But Diogenes wasn't just about tearing down. He was a sculptor too, chiseling away at the false assumptions about the good life. He mocked the pursuit of wealth and status, showing that true happiness lay in simplicity and the embrace of our natural instincts. He questioned the very definition of virtue, suggesting that perhaps our deepest goodness was buried beneath layers of artificiality. He wasn't advocating for chaos, but for authenticity, for stripping away the masks and living with eyes wide open to the messy, paradoxical beauty of existence. And his influence, it echoes through millennia. Diogenes' unconventional approach, his resilience in the face of mockery and even imprisonment, continues to inspire philosophers and freethinkers. He serves as a reminder that questioning, challenging, and living life on our own terms is not just possible, but vital. Diogenes didn't offer easy answers, just a hearty laugh and a challenge to step outside the box, to shed the comfortable illusions and find our own meaning, barrel and all. Thank you for watching, and I'm grateful for your support. Please subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comments section. I value your feedback, and I'm always looking for ways to improve my content.